Have you ever wondered how some of the world's biggest creators, such as Alex Ramosi, Iman Gadzhi, Daniel Dalen, are all able to connect super deeply with their audience? The answer is actually a lot simpler than you might think. What if I were to tell you that your hardships, your struggles, and basically everything that you go through in life is actually your biggest asset, and the way that you can actually use this skill to grow your audience is easy. Just tell a story. We all have stories to tell, don't we? Learn how to tell a story, and I promise you, you will double or hell, even 100x your views simply from just learning this one skill. If you're making content, you already have something to say, so you might as well just learn storytelling. Going through hard times is normal. It's what makes us human. From the moment that you were put on this earth, God basically said, you're gonna go through hard times, you're gonna go through hardships, it's normal. But what we go through varies from person to person. You might go through financial hardship, your friend might go through a terminal illness, and hell, your uncle's, cousin's, daughter's, dog's, maid might go through some other bullshit that basically ruins your business. So it's kind of like an interlining loop where their struggle affects you as well. And that's a cool thing about being a human. But something that makes us even cooler is the empathy that we feel for each other. And that empathy is actually what allows you to be able to monetize your audience. And don't get me wrong, there are some psychopaths out there and some sociopaths that don't feel empathy. So we're gonna exclude them from this video just for today's sake. Us as humans, one of the most basic emotions is empathy, like I said. So if you're able to angle your story and put a twist on it and be basically telling an authentic matter that's authentic to you, I promise you there will be people who align with it. That's exactly who becomes your audience. And having an audience is the first step to you actually being able to grow your brand, because having a core audience is essentially the baseline. A great example of this is Iman Gadzhi and Alex Ramosi and Daniel Dalen. Basically all the biggest entrepreneur brands on YouTube, they have one of the strongest core audiences that I have probably ever seen. I mean, if you can think of anyone, of course, besides them, that's in the business niche specifically, that has a stronger base or core audience in them, let me know, which is the exact reason as to why they're able to monetize their audience super quickly. Iman Gadzhi is the perfect example of this. He could throw anything at his fucking audience and they would buy. I used to be someone like that. Don't get me wrong. I bought his course about a year ago, but don't get me wrong, the course was good. I had my reasons, I had my pain points. Don't get me wrong, he got me, but the course was fantastic. And you telling your story is actually the transformation that you need. How you angle yourself and how you angle your story is the key driving factor as to how your brand is going to perform. Iman Gadzhi is a perfect example of this. I'm going to use Iman for a lot of these examples because I've broken down Iman to a very high degree. Iman, when he first started, he had the rags to riches story. He had the no father, actually poor mother, single mother, working 2 jobs, single kid, just living life. I know there are some allegations that he doesn't come from nothing and that his stepdad was a billionaire. I'm not here to counter argue that. I'm telling you what I understand and what I've known from watching Iman Gadzhi for so long. And the way that he's angled it, he has made so many people align with it, and so many people who come from third, fourth, I don't know about fourth, but third world countries, second world countries, even people who actually have money align with what he's done, simply because us as humans, like I said, being empathetic animals, we align with what Iman's done. We all want to retire our parents. We all want to be sovereign and be free with what we do. To a certain degree, want to experience the way that Iman lives. Some people more than others. Some people want to live the lavish lifestyle, living in a huge house, and some other people just want to retire their family and have the money to live as they please. So you being able to put your unique spin on your story is exactly what's going to make your brand, and what is what's going to allow you to actually explode your brand. Because if you're constantly copying what Alex Ramosi's doing, what Iman Gadzhi's doing, which I see so many people do, your brand's probably not gonna fucking grow. And don't be surprised whenever it doesn't. There's been people who have copied Mr. Beast and have blown up, but simply because they've done a bunch of cool shit. Genuinely, like that specific niche for just giving away money and just doing crazy things has a lot of potential. For entrepreneurship, this niche is so fucking saturated right now that it's so hard to actually blow up that you need to find what's authentic to you. Tell it as a story. Legit, tell it as a story. There's a lot of methods that you can tell your story. There's no one specific method on telling a story. If you can learn how to document it and actually keep up with it, I promise you, you will blow up. I'm actually going to be making a video very soon on strategies that you can actually use to tell stories. But for now, some of the quick ones are context and action. Don't only give context. If you're constantly only giving context, people are going to lose the plot. So give context, action, and actually have like a funnel between them, also known as a dance. Another good one is for vlogs. Whenever you're vlogging, don't only do A-roll talking heads and don't only do videos of you yapping. You need to do like what Iman does and what the Outdoor Boys does. The Milk Boys do this as well. They talk and then they transition over to B-roll, and that B-roll is essential for the transition over to the next part of them talking, because it's a vlog. You're gonna talk, that's exactly what vlogs are for, but you need to document the entire process of what is happening in between each scene. And another great way of telling a story is starting it off with a problem. Problem being the main thing that you want to solve. Be close to solving the problem in the very beginning, but then another bigger problem arises, and then that's exactly when you can incorporate other parts to your story and just go off of that. So just some quick little tips for storytelling. And I think the coolest part about all of this is that telling your story doesn't only reward you, but it rewards the people who watch it. And especially if you're on the emphasis on helping others so that you can help yourself, I promise you it will be so much more fulfilling. That's exactly what I'm trying to incorporate in my brand. If you win, I win. Having that mentality is exactly what's going to allow you to grow so much more. The first principle for emotions and for storytelling, which storytelling and emotions go hand in hand, is running away from pain and going towards pleasure. So if you're able to align your brand with going towards pleasure a lot more, of course it depends. There are brands that incline more on running away from pain, but if you're able to put that spin on your videos, that people get that dopamine that from watching your videos, that's another way to actually blow your videos up, which goes hand in hand with telling a story. Because if you're able to tell a story within your videos, your brand's gonna blow up, because telling stories is one of the most primitive ways of entertainment. The people, what do you call them? The cavemen? Yeah, the guys who would walk around with clubs hitting each other. The most primitive humans used to tell stories with the paintings on the walls and all that other stuff. So storytelling is the base of actually growing your brand, and how you angle your story is up to you. I actually made a PDF on how to grow your YouTube channel and being authentic, ideation. I basically borrowed it from Mr. Beast, Alex Ramosi, Iman Ghazi, learned by Leo. I took all the strategies that they use and I put it into one document. I basically simplified around 50 hours worth of studying into one piece. So I actually made that just for you guys. So it's gonna be in the description. It's absolutely free. The only thing that you need to do is put your email so that the automation triggers so that it can be sent to your email. I've had people put in fake emails and it doesn't really make sense to me because I need your email to send it to your email. So just keep that in mind. And by the way, Modern Gold Rush is here, personal branding. So if you do wanna know a little bit more about that, I made a video about up here. I made a video about that up here. You can watch it or don't, I don't really care. Peace.